I just make dollars, I don't make deals. I've been going hard in the paint, still blowing kush clouds till I can't feel like. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like. 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like. 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right?
Welcome, everyone. You're now listening to the Say With Your Chest podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Lightskin Key Sweat. Thank you for all the love and support. Shout out to YouTube. Please continue to subscribe on YouTube. Please share, repost, and like any video, any clip, anything you like. If you just like looking at your board, please like something. All right. We appreciate that. Also, we have the Not Too Much on Me hoodie still available, as well as the bucket hats. We're also going to bring in some new merch a little later in the fall. So definitely stay tuned. Also, check us out on Tidal. That's the only platform we're doing our musical playlists on. So we have the slaps. We also have Love Up On Me playlist. So R&B and hip hop heads, definitely check us out. We're always updating the playlist with new music. Definitely don't come over here if you're looking for them oldies but goodies. Come here if you don't know what's hot right now, and I'll let you know what's hot. Because we vibing this way, okay? So I just want to start off by saying, hey, I apologize for taking so long and dropping new videos. A lot been going on personally as well as in the world. And you can't be making time for things that don't be paying bills, okay? So I need to eventually hire some help. But right now, we not making no money to be needing to be spending some extra money on some consistent help. Now, we outsource a few things from time to time, but we just ain't got the time. But we making time now. We happy to be back. A lot has been going on, like I said. So let's just get into it. Hey, 2026 moving fast. The older you get, you realize every day been moving the same, and it's been moving fast since you was a kid. You don't even remember being a kid all the way since you've been an adult so long. You know, at least in my case. My childhood is starting to be a distant memory, but not too much on me. So 2026 has came and went, it feels like, even though we still got half the year left. Also, Easter came and went. A lot of y'all was not in church. Now me, I'm definitely going to go to church. Even though I wasn't in church most of this year, I definitely made sure to be in church on Easter. It's a couple holidays you need to make sure you're at church. I'm sorry. Christmas, Easter, you know, anything where we celebrating God on his birthday or the resurrection or different monumental moments, we need to be in church a little bit more. Like I said, there's a lot going on in the world, and I just don't think the world is balanced enough with God. See, that's how you balance this stuff out. Everybody think they got another answer or another way to solve their problems, but we need to start with God first. Again, read your Bible, read your devotionals, but you need to be in the building. I need to be in the building as well, as I haven't been as much as I would like. Keep that first. Keep working on yourself. See, that's what's key. The older you get, you always going to be working on yourself, whether you like to or not. Just stop fighting it. A lot of y'all fighting who you are. Fighting the corrections you need to be making. You know what's going on. You frustrated just as much as the people around you frustrated. Figure it out. Fix it. It's going to get better. You know, but you got to believe and you got to do the work. Hey, look, my favorite month is here. May, my month. We celebrating me. Hey, happy early birthday to me. Shout out to all my other Taurus friends. We loving life right now. We enjoying life right now. We are making things work. See, you can't cry over spilled milk. You can't cry over mistakes. You can't cry over blessings that ain't blessing you no more, okay? You could cry, you could cry, but you can't keep crying. You got to take your time, regroup, and figure it out. But right now, we enjoying the times. We celebrating because you don't know how much longer you're going to be here. So you better move forward. Stop complaining about the past and find a way. Recently, I went home, and I was reminded again how old I'm getting as I was sleeping in my childhood room. And it always feel weird being back home. I tell everyone I don't like going home. I've been gone a long time, but I go when I need to. And I needed to pull up. Needed to go handle a couple of things. My mom needed to handle a few things. So we pulled up. And it was a great time. It was one of the best times I've actually had being home in a long time. Now, I didn't do a lot. I drove in the first day and I'm thinking I'm going to go outside, and I went to sleep early. Thought I was going to take that nap and pregame afterwards, and that nap turned into sleep. Didn't wake up till the middle of the night and could not move. So sometimes when your body says sit your ass down, you need to sit your ass down and listen. Get that good rest to prepare you for the next day. And that's what I did. I was very well rested, but I didn't do a lot. I didn't go outside as much as I wanted to. I didn't link up with too many people this go round. I really just stayed to myself. I ate at a few new places alone that I hadn't been to before. That was pretty cool. I just kind of stayed solo, went to the gym a few times, felt real good going to the gym, being consistent in that. Sometimes your plans don't go according to how you planned them, and that's okay. It's okay to make adjustments. It's okay when things don't work out. Maybe it wasn't meant to be. And it's all right. Sometimes you think you know what you're doing, and God show you other things. God show you wasn't right. And I love that everything about being home felt good. As soon as I got there, my dad was already cooking. Walked in the house, fried seafood platter ready. Again, wasn't really for me. It was more for my mama, as that's what she be liking to eat. And I guess he missed his wife a little bit. I don't know. That's not my business. But I was able to benefit a little bit as he made enough for me too. He be showing a little love in the food department. I don't know about the rest, but I will say my dad is probably the only person in the world who still cooks. I don't know what's going on with everybody else. I don't know why nobody else like to cook from scratch anymore. Everybody want it quick and easy. I remember back then, I remember sometime late last year, they had that viral cheesecake. Quick and ready, quick and easy little dish everybody was making. Biscoff cookies and stuff in the Cool Whip jar. Not my thing. I don't eat cheesecake, but I see a lot of y'all be wanting to follow the trends, wanting to see what the hype about. And it's not always healthy. I just want to say, a lot of y'all shouldn't be following the trends. A lot of y'all should be making your own trends, because some of these trends aren't leading you to success. That's all I want to say. But somebody else who thought they was following some trends, they wanted to be part of the hype, thought they were from New Orleans a little bit. Hey, I want to say rest in peace to Miss Tina Knowles Gumbo Shack. I hate that y'all actually thought this was going to be good. So we not really rest in peace in all the way. We happy this is going away. Don't be promoting New Orleans style anything and you ain't really New Orleans. I just want to leave with that. Every city you go to in America, they got a New Orleans shop. Somebody say they from New Orleans selling some type of New Orleans cuisine. I just want to let you know it don't taste like New Orleans. I don't care. I haven't been everywhere, but the few times I've tried since I've been gone a long time, I'm usually disappointed. I just want to throw that out there. It's not like home. Now, for those who don't know no better, keep doing what you do. But those who know, go make it yourself. That's how you get close to home, is you making it as you know what it's supposed to be like. Stop being lazy. Stop always needing to be eating with somebody else cooking, because you're going to be complaining a little bit more than what you like to. And I don't like to complain about my food. I like to enjoy my food. I like to be happy about what I'm eating. And usually the only way I'm happy is if I'm going to what I know or I'm making it myself. Keep that in mind in 2026. The price has been going up, but y'all don't care about that. A lot of things y'all see right in your face every day that you really don't care about. Your actions show you don't care about it. So, I wish y'all would change up a few things so that we could start making some progress in life a little bit more. Right now, it just seems like we be taking steps backwards more than we taking the steps forward. And like I said, time is not waiting on anyone. We're getting older. Hey, I want to also say rest in peace to Miss Kiki Shepard, who recently passed, a living legend. She was on the Apollo. She was fine, chocolate fine too back then. And maybe now, I don't know. I don't know what she had been doing the last few years. I'm not keeping track as I wasn't keeping up with the Apollo, but when I was back in the day. See, everything these days reminding you of back in the day, okay? As you getting older too. See, when you're seeing people die, just know you're a little more closer to that side than you are the other side, all right? So I don't know, y'all. We got to figure that part out, but it's what you make it while you still here. So keep figuring it out. Stop complaining. Keep working at it because time is not waiting. Also, rest in peace to Mr. Chuck Norris, Mr. Walker, Texas Ranger. That's what I call him because now back in the day, I used to watch all them old classics. Walker, Texas Ranger, Into the Heat of the Night. Then with my type of shows, MacGyver, Matlock. My grandpa, my dad, they like the Westerns a little bit. I be watching the updated Westerns a little bit. So I grew up watching those type of shows, and Mr. Chuck Norris definitely played a big part back in the day. I love that karate style he had. I knew he was a big time karate master. You know, I think he even did some training with Bruce Lee back in the day. So he definitely was respected in that community. He definitely did a lot on television, in my opinion. So, like I keep saying, we losing some of the greats as we're getting older, and they getting older too. Somebody else who lost their life recently, but they weren't that old. Again, you don't have to be older to be losing your life. You need to be taking care of yourself right now. You need to be checking on things right now. Rest in peace to the OnlyFans owner who recently died. I think he was in his late 30s, and he recently passed away, I believe, of cancer. Again, check on your stuff, work on it, do what they tell you. A lot of y'all know what's wrong. A lot of y'all know y'all overweight. We're going to start with that first. A lot of y'all know y'all need to stop eating out as much. Y'all need to start eating healthier. I was talking to my coworker the other day. We was in the break room. I was heating up my little breakfast, and she was getting her some ice cream. Now, she started telling me out the gate that she didn't need it, that she shouldn't be having it, but she was going to keep scooping away. She says she need a dessert with every meal. Now, she act like she only eat one meal a day, but she don't look like she only eat one meal a day, but not too much. I'm just saying, and like I told her, you don't really need it like that, especially if you've already identified that it's not good for you, that maybe you should slow down. It's all right to cut back. It's okay to take a break. Now, mind you, she didn't buy this ice cream. Somebody else at the office did. Mind you, it was Walmart brand vanilla ice cream. It wasn't nothing special. It didn't come from Baskin Robbins. You know, it wasn't a brand like Bluebell. All I'm saying is it was the low level, and she was scooping away. That's all I'm saying. And I told her, hey, bro, you could do better, but I know that's who she is. She know her flaws. She talk about them, but she don't make any changes. I don't know. This lady says she about to be 50 and she knows she need to do better, but she's scooping away that ice cream. Like I said, we all need to do better in a lot of areas. It's not just her. We all got things we need to work on, but when you already know what you need to work on, just work on it. Stop waiting on somebody else to remind you or confirm. Stop showing people that you don't want to do the things that you need to do. That just don't sound good. I just want people to know that real quick. Just because there's not a lot of good people in the world that you have in your life who's going to be honest with you, who's going to truly tell you that this ain't it, that you're not looking like you could. You're not where you should be at these days. Me, I'm that friend. I ain't gonna hold you. I might tell you. So don't call me if you don't want to hear the truth. A lot of my friends don't call because they know sometimes I might say the wrong thing, but it's going to be the right thing, but they ain't want to hear it. So I don't know how wrong it really was, but that's how it's classified, you know. Luckily, people only call when they know that they want what they going to get because you're going to get it regardless. So call at your own risk. Hey, look, like I say, life is so short. I told you the OnlyFans guy was only in his 30s. Now, mind you, he's a billionaire. Mind you, he created OnlyFans. I mean, let's shout out that at least. Now, I ain't paying for OnlyFans, so but I know a little something. Not too much, but I ain't paying. I want you to pay me. I don't want to. Anyway, not too much. My point is life is short. On a little more sadder note, I want to say rest in peace to those 8 kids in Shreveport. I just want to pause a little bit because them kids didn't deserve that. I'm tough on parents, especially those that I talk to personally. Everybody say that about me. But I believe that as a parent, you have a responsibility. These kids did not ask to be here in the world. You made choices in your life and you chose to have a kid. You could have not had that kid. I know that's not the most religious thing to be doing, but you could have chose to not have that kid if it wasn't right timing for you. That's all I want to say. But you made the choice and you had to handle your business. And a lot of people don't be handling their business the right way. Now, I want to start by saying, as always, guns should be removed from everyone. Sorry, not sorry. I don't believe in guns. For nobody. Military, non-military, police, I don't care. White, black, green, yellow. I believe guns bring more harm than they are helpful. All y'all thinking y'all protecting something, y'all ain't protecting nothing. Y'all hoping y'all could defend yourselves when somebody trying to do something. But it's been a lot of years and you ain't had no situation happen all the way. Again, what you learn is a lot of people have a military background. So the government is training people to become comfortable with weapons. Keep that in mind. This guy who committed this crime, this horrendous crime, had a military background. Supposedly, where he died at, or he shot himself, or they shot him, was at his commander's house. I don't know what's going on. That is no excuse. I don't care what he was going through with the kid's mom. I don't care nothing about none of that. You supposed to protect these kids that's for you. You ain't got to be protecting somebody else's kids. Now, I don't believe in that. I ain't protecting nobody else's kid. I ain't going to hold you. Just mine. That's it. But you need to protect yours. And what this guy did, I hope he's truly punished in the afterlife. I don't know what that look like. I ain't going to go too deep. But God knows. And he going to have to deal with that. Everybody think they could do what they want and they ain't got no consequences. There's consequences even if you don't know who going to give them to you. Now, you should know because it's the only person who know all things. Things you can't hide or lie about. He ain't even asking you no questions because he already know. He knew you were going to do it already. That's the sad part about it. God knows what's going to happen before it's going to happen, But I just want to say again, rest in peace to those beautiful 8 kids. Now, I didn't watch any video. I don't know what the kids look like. I just know it was in Shreveport, and that's Louisiana. That's home. Even though it's not that close, but it's still home. I just hate that. I hate just seeing kids not being happy, not living their life, not learning, not growing. There's a lot of evil in this world. Better be careful. A lot of y'all trusting a little too much. A lot of y'all not correcting bad behaviors. A lot of y'all worried about the wrong things in life. Kind of like your president. You see the world we live in. You see, he almost had a little situation, now. Why he ain't get up from the table? Why they ain't go get him first? I thought they supposed to go president, then VP. They went got the VP first, then the president. Like I said, I don't know. This looked a little staged. The black guy, he was mixed a little bit maybe, but the black guy who allegedly was the one who did something, who shot at someone, but the guy had a vest on. I don't know, man. I'm not looking too deep into this. It looked a little fishy. That's all I want to say. Super fishy. Like you're looking for some attention. Now you're looking for some relief. You're looking for people to believe in you again, to love you again. See, a lot of people do weird things looking to generate love, looking to generate fake love at that. I don't know what's going on with your president. Now, I got to work for him a little bit indirectly, so I can't say too much, but just know I ain't happy about none of this either. But I don't get to make these choices by myself. A lot of y'all contributed to some of this, and now y'all won't complain. Nobody won't take accountability in the world. Everybody blaming others for things that they did, but they don't see how they contributed to the problem and how you also are part of the solution if you want things to be better. I don't know what to do right now. The world we live in just doesn't seem positive. It don't make you feel happy about growing up here, about living whatever you got left to live, raising kids. But where you gonna go? What you gonna do? The answer is never to run. See, that's the first thing people want to do, quit and run. I promise you, the grass is never greener. It only become greener when you water it, when you treat it, when you make the improvements to the grass you already have. But everybody want to start over. Everybody think they could do it again. Everybody think that it's not going to be the same when they leave. Everybody's always reminded, though, of a lot of the similarities. Because there's nowhere in the world that they live in perfectly. Just want to throw that out there. It might be a little bit better in some areas, but it might be a little worse in others. A lot of people only seeing the good somewhere else. They're not looking close enough to see some of the bad. There's good and bad everywhere. I was telling a coworker of mine the other day, there's good and bad in every situation. Everybody want to always ask, hey, how you doing? Super generic question, but I don't answer questions generically. I know people don't like that about me. I'm not a yes or no kind of guy. I really don't want to answer the question. I just want to throw that out there first, as you kind of being nosy. So my answer is always rooted in the truth, but also in not telling you nothing a little bit, okay? I always tell people that there's good and bad in every situation. You can't get too high. You can't get too low. Keep working on it. Keep figuring it out. Because you might get some unexpected money one day. Your hand get the itching. All of a sudden you thinking some money coming, bam. But next thing you know, God tell you, hey, got this new bill. Got this other thing going up. Gas going up. All of a sudden now you get to the pump you used to put 40 in. Now the pump say $40. Where you going with that? Nah, 60, 80. We doubling that. Again, this the world we live in. Trump worried about other countries. I don't know what Trump worried about these days, to be honest with you. But he not worried about us. See, keep that in mind. He might be worried about him. He might be worried about people look like him a little bit. But he not worried about me or people look like me. When people not worried about you, what you gonna do differently? Now, it's not much we could do, but you still can make some adjustments. Figure that out. That's why I keep trying to tell y'all stop spending money right now, because things are not looking good. You need to save a little bit more. But everybody won't be outside. Everybody won't travel. Nobody won't invest in anything. People just won't complain and be mad that they're not getting some handouts. That's just where we at. This war that Trump has helped start is not about to stop anytime soon. They be having these fake negotiations and these ceasefires that don't be really ceasing, okay? 2-3 days and nobody listening. I don't know what's going on. I know a lot of kids are dying out there. I know a lot of innocent people are dying out there, but it's super unfortunate. Super, super unfortunate. I hate this for those who don't deserve it. You even got the military being more actively involved, which means you're going to have some people lose their lives. We've already had a few military people lose their lives in different situations. Like I said, this ain't for the weak. And y'all knew he was going to do some things. Y'all might have didn't believe it. But we knew something was going to happen and it wasn't going to be favorable. And now look at it. Gas then had to go up because he out here doing some evil things with some other evil people. Sometimes peace is the answer, not violence. But he won't use violence for everything. Don't be in the ocean on a small boat and they don't think you American. They just shooting the boat with whoever on the boat, killing everybody. They don't care. He think everybody's smuggling drugs, and they might be dangerous. That's all I want to say. Now, I like ruling with an iron fist a little bit. I don't want to do all that negotiating, but I am fair to the process a little bit more. He just doing his own thing, creating his own process. He trying to find a way to get a third term. Again, figure this out, y'all. Make sure we come together a little bit. Make sure you're talking to your friends and your family. Make sure everybody on the same page. Make sure you ride in the car with some other people when it's time to vote. A lot of y'all don't even vote at the small elections like you're supposed to, but you need to. And a lot of y'all acting like y'all happy with everything, but you're not willing to contribute to making things be better. Like I said, this is the world we living in. In addition to the gas going up, why the bad driving hasn't stopped a little bit? You would think that because it's so expensive to be on the road that we wouldn't be playing games as much, but seem like y'all still playing the same game. Y'all still want to not put your signals on when you're turning. You don't want to go 5 to 10 miles over the speed limit like your boy. They're not going to arrest you, okay? If it's 45, you could do 50, but don't do 55, all right? You could do 53, but you can't go over the 10. To me, they're not going to waste their time if it's under 10 miles over the speed limit. Again, be careful. Don't be too close to the 10. But I need people to be driving a little bit better out here. Gas too high for me to be upset while I'm on the road. I'm already upset I got to get in the car. I took me a few trips not too long ago. I had to rent a couple cars. I'm renting based off of my eyes and what I want to ride in, what's looking clean and nice, something I haven't driven before. And then I had to realize I'm going to have to fill this thing up. Why did I do some of those things? But I still enjoy myself. Sometimes you're going to have to spend some money to enjoy yourself. You just got to make sure you're not spending all your money. Also, while we talking about driving, I want to update that the kid got a driver's permit. Now, don't be on the road, and she on the road right now, okay? I just want to let you know. She's struggling, she learning, she figuring it out. Now, she not figuring it out in my car, but she figuring it out, okay? I ain't the best person to be driving with, even though we did a few little things lightly, but I'm not ready. I don't think she ready, but her mama thinks she ready, so I don't know. We gonna figure it out, but we gonna let her mama take a little more lead in that department since that's what she want to focus on a little bit. I don't know. I was driving at an early age, but my kid don't need that right now. I'm sorry. She not about to get no car. If I ain't buying it, her mama want to get her a car, but I ain't ready, and I don't think I need to be spending money on that right now. So we gonna hopefully wait a little bit, or her mama gonna get her one and ain't gonna need me to help with that piece. But again, that brings responsibilities, and sometimes kids don't need all them responsibilities at the young age. Be a kid a little bit more. Now, that might make the parent have to be a parent, and I'm okay with that a little bit. Well, I got to drive and pick up and drop off. I'm cool with that. And when her skills get better, she'll be able to use whatever car in the driveway. But do I need to get a new bill because she want to drive now? Nah. Do I need her to get a job so she could pay for her car? No, I don't. I need her to focus on school. I need her to finish strong. I need her to focus on her future. See, a lot of times I believe that's when the parents step in. And I get it. If you can't afford it, then you got to find something else. And I get it. Every kid want a car as soon as they're able to drive. But like I said, if you don't have it like that, don't be going out your way to be trying to give something that's going to hurt you in the long run. Because as a parent, just know if your kid's struggling, they're going to come to you. So if you didn't create that, you might not be in that predicament. And I'm not about to create more work for me. So keep that in mind to all you other parents. But don't be on the road in 2026 because mine might be out there with you. Now, you see the airports have slowed down some, as some may think it's better to fly than to drive. Now, I was leaning toward taking some driving trips, maybe check out the beach or something, but I was thinking about taking a trip and I was going to drive, thinking I'm going to save a few dollars, and then gas went up. And now I'm like, well, dang, I need to go back and fly some more, get some more airline points. But what you really realize is, unless you're going somewhere where you know some people and you get to cut the cost of the rental car and maybe housing, it's not really worth flying and then still having to get a rental and pay for somewhere to stay. You better really like where you're going, okay? I know everybody just want to be gone from where they currently at. Everybody just want to get out the house. Just don't want to be home. They'll go anywhere. You know, you're getting older. Make it count. Make it be worthwhile. That's all I'm saying. For me, it's not as worth it to me. I've traveled the world before. I've been a lot of places. I have a few other places I want to go that's on the bucket list. But I don't need to go somewhere every year. I don't need to go somewhere every couple months. That's not how you going to save a few dollars. I just want to throw that out there. You're not going to be able to eat out as much. You're not going to be able to travel as much and keep looking at your bank account. Grow. Figure that out. Everybody want to buy a house. Everybody want to upgrade their car. But nobody want to sit down and save. Nobody want to sacrifice. Take a few steps backwards to take some large steps forward. But most people waiting on somebody else to come out and help them. So keep that in mind, as they may be looking for you. Don't look for me. I just want to be honest. Don't think your boy Captain Saberho out here. He is not. But not too much on me. Hey, look, somebody who was a little Captain Saberho and was in the news a lot, but it then got quiet until recently. Shout out Mr. Tyler Perry. He recently went and donated some money to the TSA agents in Atlanta. I thought that was nice, even though it was about to be some issues as us government employees cannot receive gifts. So I really want to know who approved that, because I can't get no gifts from none of my contractors. They can't randomly give me anything. They can't give you no food. You can't get anything over $25 and everything over $25. So that was very nice of them to approve that, as it was approved. He had to get permission to be able to do this because you are not supposed to receive gifts. However he did it, that was a nice gesture. He wants some good favor coming his way right now. I just want to throw that out there. But I'm happy that the TSA agents and a lot of the stuff going on at these airports have slowed down some. I know they did bring ICE in there recently. You see DHS just got refunded, or they're going through the process. Some approvals been made. I don't know. We need them to go away, find them something else to do, because it's been nice and quiet as they haven't had any funds to pay the bills. So hopefully they don't turn up while the summer is coming, because I don't need them in my way. Something else that's been always on my mind lately and always catches me off guard. I'm always confused at some of the pastors and the preachers in the churches. I just think sometimes that they are bigger than what they promoting, which is supposed to be God. God supposed to be shining way more than the pastor, in my opinion. You're really not supposed to be that famous, but seems like a lot of the guys who be having these churches, these mega churches, these smaller than mega churches, I don't care what you got. I don't care how big it is. It just seemed like a lot of them are there for the wrong reasons. They keep being in the news, asking the congregation for more money. I went home recently and they were talking about how the church was having some renovations. I was like, okay, but they said it was paid for by somebody already. They didn't have to dip into the church fund, even though they still got the church fund. I don't know. I don't really like the building fund at churches. It got a bad rep, and I don't like to contribute, unfortunately, to any church, not just my own church that I grew up in. But good for them. Good for whoever believe in tithing. I think those should that believe. Also, Mr. Jamal Bryant, you really thought you was representing us on this Target scandal and this drama that was going on over the last couple of years, during this DEI removal and them not promoting black and brown folk the way they should, the way they acted like they were actually doing. And you kind of took some heat for saying that we could go back to Target. Now, look, I don't know if we could go back. I didn't have to go a couple times because it's closer, and sometimes it feels better walking into Target than it does walking into Walmart. Even though I like them Walmart prices, I love the environment at Target. It just, it's prettier. The women look better. I don't know. It's something about Target, but I know not to spend my money, at least not too much money, at Target. A lot of y'all be going to Target all the time. A lot of y'all been going, never really stopped going, but maybe y'all wasn't talking about it as much. I don't know. But we need to stick together. And Mr. Jamal Bryant, I just hope you really go back and talk to those who really was a part of the movement, who really was at the head of the movement. Check in with them before you come out saying what is going on or not. Like I said, this ain't even had nothing to do with God a little bit. And I like pastors helping out the community. But I think this was a little much. That's all I want to say. I just don't like that preachers and pastors be a little more famous. Getting this attention, all this social media presence. That's why Drewski making skits about y'all, because the church ain't the same. That's why I can't go to them type of churches. That's why I like being Catholic. I like going to the traditional, old school type churches when it's not supposed to be about you. So keep that in mind. Somebody else you thought it wasn't supposed to be about, but they said they were doing some things they wasn't supposed to be doing. Recently in New Orleans, the sheriff of the jail recently got indicted. Her and the CFO got indicted. Now, interesting. That's all I want to say. Very interesting. There's always corruption going on somewhere, everywhere. Always some insider trading, some sneaky stuff going on, but only those who connected might know some things. At the end of the day, when you have 10 inmates escape jail and it takes a very, very long time for all of them to get captured, somebody gonna have to pay. You just hate that it was in my city, as well as that these are black and brown ladies. So, hey, ladies, what y'all are saying? Well, we gonna say when the ladies doing something wrong too. When they contributing to the problem a little bit. See, it get quiet sometimes. I don't know what's going on. Even the mayor has some stuff going on, but She was replaced by the new mayor, and then it got a little quiet. It was looking like she might have to do a little time too. I don't know, but I know some of these people know some other skeletons for some other people. So we gonna see. I'm keeping my ear to the streets like I'm OG Murder, okay? Not too much on OG Murder, cause I don't wanna fall into that trap. But I like me some OG Murder, and he be talking about everything going on in the city that ain't right. So he gonna probably talk about this at some point. Also, I want to talk about how I love that Afro Man won his case against the police. See, the police ain't always right. Like I said, you see what's going on in the world, all over the world. But I like that you gotta stand up for yourself. Now he got a few dollars. I don't know how many dollars he got, because his music don't slap like it used to, even though he may still make his own and residuals from past hits, but he's still wearing them weird outfits, I know that. And he probably thought he was liked by the white community a little bit more. I'm not sure, I'm not caught up too much on Afro Man, but I don't know how black he all the way is, but he definitely stood up for his blackness and his black rights against the cops and the police, and he won his case. Now, I don't know if he really won some money, but he definitely won his respect. Now, I know they're going to keep bothering him, so I hope he move out that city or that town where them cops are at, but I'm happy he won. I'm happy he was able to stand up for himself. You know, it's weird. You know you be right when the law be talking to you, but they the law. And they kind of make the rules as they go, as you be seeing in all the interrogation videos, all the police stop videos that you see online. They come in, they say what they want, they ask what they want, and you can't ask any questions. You got to do as you told. And the moment you give them any pushback, they ready to just arrest you like you have no rights. So I'm very happy he stood up for himself, but just know you are not Afro Man. Just want to throw that out there. I don't care how much money he still got. You probably don't have as much as he has. So keep that in mind. I'm not judging him and where he could be or should be. I just know he got more than me to be able to even pursue something like this. It's going to cost some money just to even hire your own legal counsel. So shout out to Afro Man. Now, something else I saw in the news that I thought was very, very interesting, and this guy not spending no money on legal counsel. It was this quadruple amputee who was driving a Tesla with his friends and allegedly shot one of the friends. Now, quadruple amputee, no hands, no legs, and y'all got in a car with this person. Let's start with that. Now, I know them Tesla vehicles can kind of drive themselves, but you got in a car out the gate. I don't want to get in the car with nobody that don't have hands and feet. I don't care if the car could drive itself or not. Second, this guy already had videos showing he could shoot a gun with them nubs that he got. Nah, no shout to him, but that's what that is. That's some nubs. He can pull that trigger some kind of way. I'm not sitting there with Mr. Nubs while he figure out how to grab the gun and shoot me after our little argument or disagreement. If you my friend, I already know you got guns. I already know you kind of know how to do something, but I also know it's going to take you a little time to wrap it around them nubs to pull the trigger a little bit. That's going to give me ample, you see I did that, ample enough time to run away. And I might not have to run that fast, but I'm going to get away. But I'm not letting no quadruple amputee shoot me. That's just, sidebar, but that person no longer here. Maybe it was super unexpected. I don't know. Maybe the car didn't want to stop. I don't know. But luckily, there was 2 passengers in the back who were able to testify or report what really happened as some kind of way this amputee was able to dump the body. I don't know. I'm going to need to see the video on that one. That's the behind the scenes story I want to see. How was he able to commit this crime all the way if they can depict this? This is one of them lifetime stories they need to make a movie about, but not too much. Hey, not too much also on my guy, Mr. Tiger Woods. Now, I know y'all be indifferent on Tiger Woods. Everybody was Mr. Tiger Woods back in the day when he was somewhat acting black. And he thought he could get away in his most recent situation. He thought he could get off. He thought he could make a phone call to the president. Now, I ain't gonna hold you. When you're dating the president's daughter, you might can kind of get away with some things. Now, I don't know if I would have said that to the cops that I just got off the phone with the president. He was throwing little subs. He was trying to throw hints to the cops, letting them know that, hey, you ain't got to do this like this. Let's find another way. but he was a black guy. See, what you keep realizing, Mr. Woods, is that you are black. I hate that. I hate that people make money, maybe you date outside your race, and then you start to forget who you really are. And then you go through things, and then you reminded by others how they see you, how they truly view you. Hey, Mr. Tiger, you're a black man, and you're doing a lot of things that black folk can't really do. Now, maybe your money allow you to get out of some things easier than not. Hey, do your thing. Live your life how you want to. You only got one life to live. Stop trying to live your life for other people. This go for everybody. I know I don't live my life for nobody else. They'll tell you that. I do what I want to do, but I try to be kind to others during the process. See, that's how you get good balance. Keep God first, who gonna hold you accountable a little bit more. But just know you don't have to be listening to others and doing what they want, but you gonna have to pay the price if you're doing some things you aren't supposed to do. So, Mr. Woods, figure it out. I like how they said you could go to rehab. I like how you ain't had to stay in jail too long. I like how this probably just gonna be a little misdemeanor or whatnot. A little more public scrutiny, embarrassment that you don't really want, you don't really need. You done had moments like this and you let a little time get away, you got healthy, starting to play golf again, starting to get some love again, and then this happened. So I know his ego, I know his mental health is not the best, but you never know what people really going through. And all them surgeries, well, he medicating a lot. And he should medicate. Hey, Tiger, just smoke, dog. Just smoke. I think that probably gonna make it be a little bit better. And you gonna reduce a lot of these situations you keep encountering, in my opinion. In my opinion. But we don't talk too much about golf as we don't play. We used to think we could do a few things as we like Tiger Woods at one point, but we done been to Top Golf once or twice, and you gotta know when it's not for you a little bit. That little small ball, pause, is not what I'm good at, all right? We play with big balls. Pause. We don't play with, we don't like golf. We don't play golf because we not good. Moving on. Boxing is also not for the weak. It's only for those who got the energy, who got the stomach to handle what comes with it. And I'm going to fight to save my life. I'm going to fight to defend me and my family. However, I'm not fighting for the sport. Now, I know everybody want that money, but boxing ain't where it's at unless you got to do what you got to do. However, I do like that Krishan recently had a fight and won. I don't know all the stuff she been going through. I like how she not in the social media eyes right now, especially with having a young kid who they say got some issues. You know, I don't know. I don't want to talk about other people's kids like that, but focus on your kid. If your kid got some problems, focus on getting your kid the help they need. Sometimes you might have to make some sacrifices. I also like that she's trying to be in church a little bit. Now, I don't know if she's making a spectacle of some of these things or she just learning how to be herself in church. And you got to come as you are a little bit. And so I appreciate that. I like that they giving her tons of grace and she figuring it out. And having God on your side allowed you to not get knocked out, as it was a pretty decent fight. And you knocked out the other girl a little bit. So good job. Now, your ex-man, Blueface, he didn't do the best when he had his boxing match, but not too much on him. He stayed in the news for all the wrong reasons. Got new women coming out talking about they want his kid or got his kid on the way. Hey, bro, are you a great parent? Because one of your kids who already here be talking back at an early age. Hey, not too much, but I don't think kids supposed to be talking back to their parents like that. You know, but at the end of the day, how you raise your kids is how you raise your kids. Somebody else who in the boxing community who say they want some kids with their new man, Miss Clarissa Shields. Hey, boo, I like you a lot. I think you might as well start working on it because we tired of watching you fight the same girls over and over. You know, I saw your fight not too long ago. It was cool. It was cool. Now, unless you about to fight Layla Ali, you could just go ahead and start working on your little family with Papoose a little bit. Papoosey a little bit, okay? However you want to call him, your man. Go ahead and start your little family. Y'all stay out the news a little bit more as we tired. We tired. You know, it's getting old. And you starting to look a little bit better. You know, I see you trying to put that stuff on a little bit. Your fashion then got a little bit better. It's not as hood it's okay. And you can do what you want. Everybody dress for themselves anyway. Hey, ladies, y'all not dressing for us men. You might be dressing for the money men may provide, but you're not dressing because the men like the outfit. You wearing what you like. You wearing what the other women wearing too. All y'all shopping on Fashion Nova and Shein. So all y'all kind of getting the same clothes in different colors. Just keep that in mind. Now moving on in some other sports. I told y'all time has been moving very quickly, so we're not going to spend too much time in the sports departments, but March Madness came and went. I do not like college sports like that. I used to kind of dibble and dabble, but what I've learned is you got to be really bored to be sitting there watching all of that. You don't know all the kids playing. You don't know their names. It's just not the same as when you was young. And that's cool. I'm going to watch it when the big games kind of come around. The championship games, March Madness a little bit. And I was watching the women a little bit more than the men as UCLA beat South Carolina. I thought South Carolina had a good chance after beating UConn. But that drama, I thought the drama with the UConn coach maybe threw him off a little bit. I don't know if it threw Dawn Staley off. She was focused. And UCLA was a great team. But I thought it should have been a better game. But shout out to all them. And in the men's, of course, long as Duke don't win, I'm always kind of cool with that. Even though every time Duke ain't winning, North Carolina doing worse than them. So not too much on them. But I like that Michigan kind of pulled that out. You didn't know who was going to win this year. So I like watching the sports in college just because it's a lot more competitive. But again, it's boring as we not keeping up these days all the way. Shout out to them college kids. Get your money. Change schools if you need to. Go to a school that's going to put you in the best situation all the way around. That's what I'm telling my kid right now. We just a sophomore, but we starting to get a little light recruited in a couple areas. We starting to get a few letters from some colleges. Right now it's based around academics because we thriving in that department. And the standard is full of scholarships, any and everywhere. She know her daddy not paying for nothing outside of that new car. She too smart. We've been spending too much money throughout. And that's what I'm trying to teach mine. You gonna go get this money, but also you need to make sure you go somewhere that gonna give you the opportunities to be successful. You don't want to go somewhere just for a name and then you sitting on the bench. You want to go somewhere that's gonna put you in early and allow you opportunities to grow and get better. Right now we getting some letters in, we getting a little notice, and she feeling good about some things, but I want her to stay focused, stay locked in. Sometimes you could get a little too excited and get a little too far ahead. Stay in the moment, and we working on it. So shout out to all the kids out here, and that NIL money real. So we definitely trying to capitalize early. I also like how for college women's basketball, how after their season is over with, girls get drafted very quickly, and then their season start almost a month after that. And I thought it was super interesting that after the number one player, Ozzie Fudd, got drafted to play with her girlfriend in Dallas, that they ain't want to talk about it. Now, I just want to get straight to it. You're a professional player now, and the media going to ask you some questions. So why was it wrong to have to answer a little bit? We already know these two ladies are in a relationship. They playing on the same team, and they might be some of the best players on their team already, but y'all can still talk about this relationship. If it was two guys, they'll definitely be talking about it. So, I thought that was very interesting. I thought that was a lot of favoritism that went into that. They swept that under the rug a little bit. They still sweeping it under the rug as the season's starting. They playing games. They doing good, but they not talking about that part. And in every other sport, they be talking about all the drama that is also associated with the actual sport. So they're making some exceptions to the rules for those that they like. Keep that in mind. Also, you see your girl Angel Reese stay in the news. She got traded to Atlanta. I think this was a blessing, as she was having some issues with her team last year, coming out publicly saying some things and saying how she felt. Can't be honest, everybody won't know the truth. They don't like it when you be honest, keep it too real. Tell me about it, Angel. But I like the move to Atlanta. That seemed like that might fit your personality, and it's a better team. Also, in some other news, Miss Angel Reese, your current boyfriend and your ex-boyfriend playing in the playoffs against each other right now. I thought that's very interesting. And your current boyfriend is getting the best of your ex, which that was not expected at all. But shout out to you. you like you some basketball players, I suppose. I get it. When you're pretty tall, I guess you got to be with other tall people. I get that a little bit. Make a little sense. But some of you ladies be too public with your relationships, I believe, in my opinion. But keep it up, keep doing your thing. And you gave your current boyfriend a lot of motivation as he been balling, as his team been balling. I like Orlando a little bit. I didn't know they was going to do this to Detroit, but it's looking like they might can pull it out. They're already up 3-2. Again, basketball been rolling, at least in the NBA. That's my sport. I love basketball. I love everything about basketball, especially LeBron James. Nah, he ain't the king. I just want to clarify all the time. He ain't my king. God is king. Oh, I'm king too, but God is kinger than me, and then I'm right under God. But LeBron ain't above me or God. He definitely under me in any king discussions, but I don't even classify that, just again for clarifications to the haters. But he is the GOAT. So talk to your mama about that if you want to argue. You see what my Lakers doing? And look, don't get it twisted. We want to lose a couple games to give Luka a little more time to rest. If we would have swept Houston, we would already be playing OKC. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We need a little more time. We got to get our stuff together. We just got AR-15 back. And he was still figuring out his endurance as he played a lot of minutes on his first day. But he scored, so we need both of that. Hey, I don't know AR-15. You looked out of breath in your first game back. Figure it out. We need you. Again, we also need time to keep going a little bit to give Luka a little more time to come back because we're going to need him against OKC. Our team is cool. It's doing a lot better than y'all thought we would do. How about that, haters? You know what I mean? But not too much, not too much. Playoffs been good. It's been unpredictable. You don't know who going to do what. You saw Minnesota just beat Denver. You didn't expect that. Ant-Man got hurt. You didn't expect that. KD got hurt. Where they do that at, KD? How you get hurt before the playoffs start? Your legacy ain't looking, but not too much on you. Stay out game 6 so my team could have it a little easier. Or maybe you need to come back because we were beating y'all when you was playing. We was losing when you wasn't playing. I don't know. We gonna win though. We gonna win game 6. We not worried. Hey, Atlanta Hawks, what happened? Y'all looking more like the Atlanta Falcons. Them last 2 games against the Knicks, I don't know. I had high hopes. Y'all was doing y'all thing. And then y'all start looking like Atlanta. Not too much because I live in Georgia, but come on, man. The city was behind y'all kinda, and y'all let the city down again. I was out while the game was on, and they were upset at the ball. Just throw that out there. Not as upset as people were when Bam Adebayo broke Kobe Bryant's record, them 81 points, but people was really upset. Also, why y'all upset at that man doing his job and scoring points? Yeah, it looked bad. Yeah, they did a lot of things strange to make sure he got these points, but he still had to do his part. His team still supported and gave him every opportunity. It wasn't the best basketball to watch, as no one watched the game. Okay, just keep that in mind. Nobody watched. We saw the highlights, and the highlights didn't look good. But shout out to him for doing this thing. Hey, look, you get with a winner like Asia, you might become a winner too. Sometimes your life changes when you change your environment, when you change who you associate yourself with. Bring in the right energy, and everything gonna get better. You got that wrong energy around, and you're gonna be surprised with the things keep happening in your life, and it's not gonna always be positive. Just like Dwight Howard. We just gonna catch you up on a few things we saw over the past few months. Not too much, but hey, Dwight. Was it for love or was it for lust? Hey, lust ain't that bad. Ain't that bad, but sometimes it can be confusing. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. Sometimes these ladies not all the way here for the love. I don't know. Just keep the business out of social media. See, that's what you really gotta do. Gotta find you somebody who ain't all on social media. I think that's the first requirement, men and women. Are you on social media a lot heavy? Posting your business, posting how you feel every day. Again, there's good and bad. Do you post the good and the bad? Or you just want to post when you're in your feelings, when somebody else make you upset, or you needing some attention from somebody you don't even know? Like, hey, y'all, stay off social media. It's doing more harm than good. That's all I want to say. And whatever little money you think you're getting, thinking you some type of influencer, I see a lot of influencers out here having a lot of mental health issues. I just want to throw that out there. Working for yourself ain't always what it's meant to be. Keep that in mind. Also, they had that little issue with the guy from the Chicago Bulls, Jalen Ivey. Everybody don't want to know your thoughts, bro. And you might not be wrong all the way. They do be promoting LGBTQ community. But everybody should be promoted a little bit. And if you don't like something, you should mind your business a little bit. That's just how the game goes. Now, are they doing a little much? Maybe, just maybe. I mean, I don't know. It ain't my right to judge. I just know they do be forcing it on you a little bit. But what else they supposed to do? I think everybody should be reflected in everything properly. Everywhere need good balance. Everyone should be respected. Our differences should be respected. Again, sir, you work for somebody. If they don't like what you're talking about, then they gonna fire you. That's the game, y'all. You can't go to somebody's job and do what you want and still think they gonna pay you. Like, you gotta work for yourself if you want to do whatever you want. Keep that in mind. A lot of y'all don't want to keep nothing in mind these days. And hey, sir, I don't know if any of this is karma. I think you should find love wherever love is at. However, sir, your wife didn't support you as much and she don't look like you. So when shit hit the fan, she was definitely distancing herself a little bit. Just want to sidebar that real quick. Hey, y'all, everybody want to date outside their race. And when the kitchen get a little hot, everybody ain't really sticking with you. The only people sometimes going to stick with you is the ones who look like you. Keep that in mind. Now, I saved this for last a little bit in the sports department, in the NBA department. I don't know all the details. I don't know why they even came and brought us into their business, but Miss Stallion, Miss Meg, Mr. Clay, Mr. Thompson, y'all were looking all right. It wasn't really believable in the beginning, and look at God. It's sad when everybody already praying on your downfall and then they see it happen and then people come out saying they ain't even think it was going to last anyway. See how people be judging when you're putting them in your business? People not there to support, they there to critique negatively. They waiting on your downfall. That's why you should keep your business to yourself a little bit more. Everybody not there for love. Hey, Clay, I don't know how much that car cost that you bought Miss Meg. It was cute. It was blue. Maybe that was her favorite color. It was nice. And you brought around your family. Hey, sidebar. Everybody don't value their family like that. I know I don't. And I done brought a bunch of people around. That don't mean nothing. I know everybody think it means something. It mean a little something, I guess. But it don't mean what you think it mean. It don't mean, oh, I'm in the dough because I done met the family. You ain't in no dough. We got to eat. They got to eat. Somebody got to eat. That's all that is sometimes. We like to laugh. We like to have a good time. Sometimes it's just socializing. I ain't going to hold you. Once we establish a little trust, we just trusting you enough to come around the family a little bit. We had a good time. That's it. Again, I get what it could look like. I get y'all might have thought y'all was headed somewhere. However, nobody's sticking through problems no more, no matter what they are. And she made some cheating allegations. I want to lightly talk about it a little bit. Hey, look, I ain't Mr. Stephen A. Smith at all. I don't like Mr. Stephen A. Smith at all. So I don't agree with him. But I do want to throw out a little bit that there's always a cause and effect. There's always a reason for the season. Two wrongs don't make a right. However, it can justify a few things. And when you don't know all the details, you might want to relax on your judgment. I don't know what they was doing. I don't know none of their business. You only know what people show you. You don't know the people business that you know already. See, everybody think they know everybody's business just because they friends a little bit or they family and related. You don't know all the specifics. You're not there every day. You knowing what somebody show you and what they tell you. And guess what? They leaving out some key details all the time. Everybody, including you, you not telling all your business. Why you think everybody else telling that? Why you think you could believe everything you seeing and hearing all the way 100%. And you know you don't be giving 100% of all your stuff. Come on, factor that in a little bit more. I do at least. That's why I mind my business because you don't know what you believe in. And that's why I move how I move because you can't always believe everything you see and hear. As I know I be lying too. Don't think you know my business. Don't think you know my business at all. But hey, Clay and Meg, I'm glad Y'all was able to see each other for whatever each other were, and y'all was able to realize that maybe it wasn't meant to be, and it's okay to move on once you realize things. Again, you don't need to be talking ugly about people when they've been good to you a little bit. Everybody forget about the good times when that little bad time creep on it. Just know you might have had some bad times that you contributed to, and you might have was given a little grace, but not too much. Hey, moving on, I want to talk a little NFL news. Recently, Dak Prescott called off his engagement to his fiance. Now, I heard she didn't want to sign that prenup. Hey, ladies, you want a man with money, you want a man to do a lot of things, but you won't have the money if the things don't go right and you wasn't there shooting in the gym. That's all I want to say. Hey, Dak, I'm happy you did what you did, bro. You know, be careful. You see what's going on in the world. Be careful. Also, you know, moving on. Like I said, the draft was cool. I don't really watch the draft for the NFL like that. Way too many players, way too many rounds. I did pay attention to my team a little bit, and they did some things, but I'm not getting my hopes up too high. I like what we did a little bit in the off season. I like some of the players we have, but I'm not hearing a lot about Alvin Kamara. Hey, bro, are you coming back? And will you be here long term? I don't want to wake up one day and I get a little news alert talking about you were traded. Okay. I like all the pieces we adding while you're still there. It don't look the same if you leave. I just want to throw that to you, Saints. I like what you're doing, but don't mess it up. Now, that's all I'm going to give y'all in the NFL. It's not football season. We're not talking football. So moving on, I do want to talk about my bowling. It's been up and down. Me and my team was number 1 out of 26 teams for a good bit of the season. We started off a little strong, and then we started to slow down. We done had a few not so good weeks, and I think we had a little too much confidence. I think we was overachieving a little bit, and we got to figure it out. I've been practicing even more as I had to miss a few weeks traveling, so it kind of took me out a little bit of my rhythm, but I like what I've been doing lately, and I'm working on the consistency. So stick with me, y'all. I hope my teammates stick with me because, hey, they struggling too. Luckily, it's not just me. It's the whole damn team. That's what sucks. Sometimes you like it when it's just one person struggling as the rest of the team can kind of hold up that one person. As everybody have a bad day. But when I'm doing good, somebody else not doing good. When I'm not doing good, it's just all over the place. We need the whole team to be doing good at the same time, not only a few of us. So we only have a few more weeks left of the season. We still have a chance to finish strong. Not number 1, but we're trying to move back into the top 5. So hopefully we can do that. I think we have a small chance, but we got to win every game here on out. And I believe in us. So we're going to figure it out. I know what I've been doing wrong a little bit, and I'm not making any excuses. I'm getting to it in the work department. One of my reasons I've been struggling as well is because I have not been making the time to put in the extra work that's been needed. You know, sometimes you think you're doing enough, and then when it's time to produce, you didn't make all the adjustments and do all that you really needed to do. Sometimes you got to do a little more. Sometimes you got to do a little extra to make sure it's going to work out. See, I was only doing a little bit, and I was being reminded that I need to do a little bit more. So I've been doing a little bit more, and I'm hoping it balances itself out. As you see, got them cute bowling shirts. I definitely picked out the design for the team. We looking all right, at the bowling alley. A lot of people say we got the best jerseys. You know what I mean? We cute. Even though we might not be bowling good, we looking good all the time. So that's definitely a positive. But like I said, I need to find some more motivation. I need to stop making excuses. I need to stop watching so much TV. Because I definitely am caught up on all my favorite TV shows, and I've been finding new shows to watch. And I'm about to tell y'all what we've been watching. First, we want to say congrats to Sinners, as they won a lot of awards. They broke records, things like that. Great to see Black and brown people doing their thing, especially when, they were doing something a little different. It was kind of a scary movie-ish, so I like being in a different genre. I like shocking people when they're not expecting you to do things. So, again, shout out Ryan Coogler and shout out Michael B. Jordan. As, damn, he had to play 2 characters. in that movie. So he definitely deserved a bunch of awards. Also, speaking of awards, shout out to Drewski. I told y'all he be making them skits that been pretty funny lately. He's also going to be hosting the BET Awards. So that's pretty cool. They say he's going to be the youngest host, whatever that means. Again, I'm not going to watch. I'm talking to y'all about a lot of things I'm not about to give my time to. A lot of y'all give y'all time to everything, but what you need to be working on that truly benefit you. We all got to put that phone down a little bit more. We be watching what other people be doing when we need to be working on ourselves a little bit more. But quickly, let me tell y'all and talk about some of the things I've been watching. There was this great movie. I know it won some awards. And like I say, scary movie is not really my department. But I was looking for something. Amazon Prime stay winning when it comes down to the TV series and the movies. They had that movie that won some awards called Weapons. It was kind of about this witch or something who could take over people's minds if she get a hold of your hair. You see, we ain't got no hair. We on our baldy look, They say it'd be cool as long as you keep it shaved. Hey, fellas, why the hair grow back so fast? It's sad. In a lot of the spots, it don't want to grow at all. And then in the spots that you still have, it keep growing. Hey, look, we need to figure this out. Now, sidebar. Hey, fellas, let it go. Cut it all off. I'm getting tired of y'all going to Turkey. I'm tired of y'all putting that paint on at the barbershop. I'm tired of y'all having them bald spots and rocking it like it's something. Also, the ladies tired of y'all wearing the hats. The love I get when I'm wearing a hat versus the love I get when I got that fresh shave is two different experiences. You're not reading the room. You just know you don't have that fresh haircut and you still want to be outside somewhere. You don't get to wear that hat at work. Oh, but you don't care at work. Okay, I don't know. But you need to care all the way and start by just cutting it off. I ain't talking about nobody specific. However, if the shoe fit, wear it a little bit. But we getting older. And it's just time to embrace being a little older. That's all I'm saying. We look better than the older people we used to see. We're going to talk about y'all if you listen to the pod. This generation look way better. We're a lot more healthier. Now everything ain't better. I'm just talking about the looks. 40 don't look like 40 used to. 40 shining. You see it? But not too much. I'm just saying. I used to call people old when they were 40. But I was in my early 20s. Now I'm in my 40s, looking young. But not too much. Hey, another good movie I saw, Tina. I know you ain't seen it. It kind of reminded me of Sister Act a little bit. It was about a Hawaiian lady, I believe, who really could sing, and she started this choir group, this mixed co-ed choir group, and it was just a great little storyline. Again, they're going to have you crying. You're not tapped into your emotions. Don't watch nothing I recommend. We watch things that gonna bring them emotions out a little bit. All right, quality. Not all that drama, not all that reality. I'm talking about good quality acting. That's our main requirement for what we watch on TV and in movies. Quality. We not even racist in our TV watching at all. Like, we like all genres and ethnicities, but we like quality. And you need to check out Tina. Also, now I'm watching The Boyz on Prime, and I believe this is the 5th season, and it's really good. Something you should check out, something you could go binge watch. Now, I've always wanted a few superhero powers, okay? I want to fly, but I don't like heights, but I feel like I would like them a little more and wouldn't be scared if I could fly. If I could fly, I'm jumping off buildings every day. I can fly. Do you see birds flying and being scared at the same time? No, because they can fly. So I want to do that. And I would like to teleport a little bit. If I can't fly, just let me blink my eyes and say where I want to be at, and I'll just be there. I'll be at the beach whenever I want. I'll go visit a few people whenever I want, and then get to be back home in enough time to handle my business. So again, I wish we could do some of those things, but check out The Boyz. Also, the new season of Paradise came and went. We're going to briefly talk about it. I'm not the biggest fan of how it ended, although it was refreshing to watch. I like Sterling K. Brown. He cool. He a really good actor. I like the roles he be picking. Now, I want to say real quickly, you caught me off guard with how you handled the therapist. You handled it pretty smoothly, way differently than I would have did. I don't think that was on your mind at the time. I don't know why it wasn't on your mind because they're going to remind you in the next season. They say y'all got renewed for one more and it's going to be the last. So I know they're going to sprinkle a little bit of that in. Your wife going to find out. Hopefully you could figure that part out, as she kind of had a little family and a man liking her a little bit in her other life too. But I guess you can't talk about that as much. I don't know. That was a lot of drama. That was cool. I think they dragged that out a little bit more. They could have gave me a little bit more in some other areas. I did not like them introducing some of this AI stuff. I didn't like that at all. I'm not with the artificial intelligence. They be doing that at work, sending emails. I don't use it. I know how, but I don't want to. I'm not looking for as many shortcuts as you. Sorry. Some things you need to do yourself. Everybody just want easy and quick, and then being mad when the results aren't what you want. I was at the bar recently. They had this lady at the bar. She was on a computer. She said she was a lawyer. She told me she was using her chat GPT on a few things, and she turned in this assignment and she got a bad grade because the teacher asked chat GPT if it came from chat GPT, and it said yeah. So again, they check in to make sure you doing it yourself a little bit. And I get that if they're telling you not to use it, but my job's starting to say we need to start using it a little bit more, as they want us to be more efficient with our time. I'm already efficient, so they're not talking to me. But Mr. Sterling K. Brown, I know you're a good father, but I don't know if you need to be that invested in somebody else's kid, even though the storyline found a way to make it all come together. I don't know what a way to write all that together, huh? But it is what it is. Also, hey, Jane, I hope she dead a little bit, as a therapist killed her. I like that, but I wasn't really sure she was dead. They ain't sure enough, and I don't want to see nobody bring her back. But the whole city collapsed. I don't know. It's weird. Like I said, it's weird how they be trying to tell shows and fool you along the way. I like consistency. I like stuff to be super straightforward. That's why I watch Law and Order. Now, if you're not caught up, they keep coming out with new seasons. SVU just got renewed again. I love it. I'm caught up currently. 26 seasons. I didn't see them all. That's it. Not too much on me. That's my show. I will say I did not know at first that they had a Toronto Law and Order. And I've been watching a little bit of that. It's cool. It's cool. It ain't all that, but it's cool. Something to watch. But again, I like crime type shows a little bit. As I used to tell y'all about Boston Blue. Well, they're continuing their first season. A lot of good episodes. I really like that. Check that out as well. Let's see what else I've been watching. Guess what? I was hearing the hype a little bit, and I heard it was a little raunchy, as not too much on me. ETF St. Louis. Now, it was a little more raunchy than what I was expecting. It was not the raunch I was looking for. I know that wasn't the right word, but it wasn't what I was looking for per se, but it was a cool little show. It was cool. Like I said, inclusion for all. It was cool. I ain't like how it ended at all, but it was cool. Don't maybe go watch that one. I mean, it was like if you're bored. Now something that was good, Scarpetta was a very good TV series. Again, Amazon Prime been winning. Check that out. I really, really enjoyed that. It had some forensic analysis in that, a lot of crime, detective work. Definitely check that out. Great TV series. I know a lot of y'all looking for something to watch. Summer getting here, sports about to go off. What you gonna do? I told y'all that pollen, that weather fickle, but you still got to find you something to do. Now, for me, I'm gonna be outside a little bit. Hey, moving into music, there's been a lot going on. A lot of new music been coming out. We want to get straight to it. Hey, leave 50 Cent alone. We're going to start with that, all right? He not making no music, as he don't be responding to none of them diss records. He just like to talk on social media. Again, 50, we met you as a rapper. We really would like for you to respond as a rapper. You starting to look not as good when these things are happening. I just want to leave it there. And you making T.I. look even better than what he maybe really should be looking, even though I like T.I. I like his sons too. I like the music from everybody in the family, to be honest. Everybody doing well. They're all a little different. Even the oldest son who play on the guitar. He got a whole total different style. I enjoy what they're doing as a family. I enjoy that they're sticking together. standing behind their mama. Again, I mean, 50 wasn't lying, but you still stand behind your mama, and nobody else could disrespect her. Maybe you could say some things, but ain't nobody else could be saying nothing negative about your mama, your family, people you love. See, I talk bad about people I love. I ain't gonna hold you, but I talk bad to them directly. Just know you can't you can't say shit about nobody I rock with. All right. I don't really play them kind of games like that. I'm a little more loyal person. But again, I talk cash money to them. So I understand some of the dilemmas people be going through. Now, hey, look, I don't understand the dilemma that Brandy and Shine and Mace and Ray J. I don't know that dilemma as much. Keep your business private. And I thought they were picking on Brandy a little bit, I did. Brandy really don't be saying much. I love all her music. I think she top 5 R&B, not just female, top 5 R&B. But Brandy, I didn't think you really deserved that. And then you come and show me some things I wasn't expected. You writing a book. Then you want to talk about Wanye Morris from Boyz II Men, who used to be your boyfriend. Hey, look, I used to be a lot of people's boyfriends. Y'all don't have to say nothing. If it ain't good, you ain't got to say nothing at all. Especially not publicly, because guess what? Come a little closer. We all got something we can say. Y'all just want to say that. That's what's going on in the world. That's why we should just be nice to each other. Be kind, be loving. We all could say something evil and ugly. Something that's not favorable, especially things we not gonna want other people to know. So again, let's just be more respectful in the world. That'll be nice. But hey, Brandy gonna get you back. Them ladies don't play fair, fellas. So you don't start no stuff. It won't be no stuff, maybe. I don't know. But I think that's nasty work, especially for men to be talking about their dating history and who they done been with and all. I think that's nasty work, fellas. Everybody don't need to know all that. But again, to each. Also nasty work, since we talking about the ladies. Hey, there's people out here don't like Rihanna because there's a lady out here shooting up our home and stuff. Again, be more private. Can't even tell people where you stay at. People following you. People want to harm you. People don't want to be your friend. People not nice in the world we live in. So you can't be as trusting. Be careful. Hey, lastly, in some what I've been listening to news, hey, that verses is over with. You got more drama from the verses than you getting the good times. You know what I mean? That Tank and Tyrese verses, I almost was a little excited, even though I knew I didn't watch. I wasn't going to watch. But Tank, again, top 5 for me, R&B. I love Tank. Now, hey, Tank, I don't like that you ain't been on R&B Money. I need you to come on back, even though I hear you on all these snippets. And I like that you're doing vocals for a lot of people I like. And we're going to get into it. I heard that new Chris Brown song that's coming out. And we got an album coming out real soon. Very soon. Very, very soon. Right before my birthday. I ain't going to hold you. Chris Brown, give me something. New single right now out. Leon Thomas. It's cool. That's cool. I support everything Chris Brown. The GOAT. And yeah, he going on tour with Usher. And I know y'all think Usher better. He not. It's not close. And that's before we get to talking about all that dancing. And yeah, Usher could rollerblade very well, but we not talking about rollerblade. We talking about them hits. We talking about them vocals. And CB, we a little more better. That's it. Not overly better. I think Mount Rushmore, Usher up there too. However, Chris Brown right there as well, and we're a little more in front of the line. But I do believe that this concert is going to be the biggest ever. Now, it's not going to be big because I'm not going. Hey, sidebar, if you bought an extra ticket, no matter what city you live in, and you need somebody to go with you, and you not paid for it, and you're not looking to be reimbursed, give your boy a call. I told you my birthday coming up, so if you like me a little bit, male or female, I want to go, but I don't want to pay for it. That's how that go. I go to concerts. I don't pay for concerts, so that's how that works. I might pay for parking. Might even get a snack. We're gonna sneak a drink in or two, but I'm not paying for the tickets. I'm not. I know, fellas, y'all had to go and spend some money, and get them tickets for your ladies. I get it. People better know who you are. They know I'm cheap, but I'm not cheap. But they think I'm cheap. Yeah, I'm cheap with giving my money to other people. I'm not cheap with giving my money to me because I be spending money a lot on me. I spend money on others as well, but I be treating me all the time. So we not that cheap, but not too much, not too much. Hey, something I want to put so much on. Ty Dolla $ign. He gave you a little album before, then he threw a nice little 6-pack, and all fire, all fire. Brandy on that too, classic. I love that Brandy and Ty Dolla $ign song. Go check it out. Also, Kehlani. She got a Brandy song as well. I think Brandy about to come back. I ain't gonna hold you. You gonna hear it first from me. Brandy got an album coming out before the end of the year. I feel it. I feel it. It's feeling good. R&B back. Hey, fellas, you ain't got no love in your heart? You ain't got no R&B in your Serato? You know, hey, ladies, y'all all want them hard men, you know, but I guarantee you they ain't listening to no R&B. All that NBA Youngboy, it's cool, but you need a little more love in your heart, you know. You need to be a little more romantic, fellas. Just a little bit, not too much. They gonna say you soft. They gonna call you sassy. You're listening to too much R&B. I didn't been called a little sassy before. It's cool. I might be. So what? I'm okay with that. You know, you got to be true to who you are. And sometimes it's just hate. So not too much. But that Ty Dolla $ign, that Kehlani, who else? Jack Harlow came out with an album as well. Something different. Vibes. All summer, we vibing. If we not going somewhere to hear music, all that eating out, that's cool. You got to eat to survive a little bit, but I'm outside this summer listening to music, dancing. Y'all gonna be at the concerts, doing y'all thing, cool. That's gonna cost a lot more money. I could get a lot more weekends and experiences out of that one little concert experience. Just I'm gonna stretch them dollars out, but I'm looking to hit a good music outside this summer. They're gonna be hot. So we gonna have our shorts on. We gonna bring back some hoochie daddies. I ain't gonna hold you. We gonna hoochie daddy this summer a little bit. We a little more outside than we used to be. And that's cool. We're feeling all right a little bit. It's been a little bit. You know what I mean? Not too much, but we just all right. You know what I mean? But hey, check out that Jack Harlow. I don't know how black he really is. He want to be a little black. That's all we want to say. Calling it Monica. I don't know, Monica. But you know, check out the music. The music's slapping. Stop getting so caught up in all that lifestyle stuff. There's always some subliminals. There's always gonna be something you ain't gonna really appreciate. Just make sure you appreciate the music. I appreciate the music. Guess who else? Music I appreciate. Kanye. I know a lot of y'all are haters like you perfect. You not perfect and you still want people to like you. You still want people to give you some grace and some second chances. And we're not just talking about one second chance. But you don't give second chances back. It's the world we live in. Everybody could do something. You could do something all the time, but they can't do it too. That's how I go. It's tough. It's tough out here. It's tough out here working with others, working with society. It's not easy. It's not for the weak, for the strong. It's for the mentally strong. All y'all ready to be mentally unstable. I don't think people be having the mental health issues that they really be having. People just be upset and frustrated with life. So that's everybody. Everybody frustrated with something. You ain't got no mental issues because you upset with what's going on in your life. That you contributing to, you playing a part, you the common denominator in your life. When you fix you, when you make some changes in you, watch how some other stuff start to change. Bruno Mars said he made some changes. He said he paid all his debts off. He don't owe nobody no more money. And the music was all right. Nah, all his music sound the same for some reason. But the music, all right. I ain't gonna hold you. The album was all right. Some slaps. You know, again, great music coming out right now. Great music coming out right now. Check out the playlist. The slaps and the love up on me. This weekend, I'm going to update everything. Now, I'll be listening to the albums wholly, but I need to go ahead and put some of the slaps on the playlist that y'all could get to so that y'all could hear what I'm enjoying right now. But like I said, you can't go wrong with checking out the new albums. I know so many people keep listening to the old music, but you need to listen to that new music. The old people making new music. All the people you know coming back with new albums. That's not that bad. Now, I'm wondering how they doing all this, where they getting all the inspiration from. However, some people, you know where they getting the inspiration from, like my guy, Tory Lanez. Shout out to Tory Lanez. I know y'all don't rock with him, but we're going to double shout out to Tory Lanez because Megan some drama. And then also because that new album is fire. Like, give it a chance. Now, again, if you're not a person who can't dance, if you don't have no rhythm, if you're not going to be outside like I'm going to be this summer, then you might can't get into But for people like me, people who enjoy a little bop, the whole album slaps. That's all I want to say. Tory Lanez, I don't know how you made this, when you made this, how you doing all this from jail. But we want to say free Tory Lanez a little bit. We want to see what he do when he come out, because we already see what he doing while he in there. So for all the artists who in jail fighting their legal troubles, maybe you can make some music while you fighting. I don't know. Y'all need to call Tory Lanez, see how he doing what he doing, because he doing some things. Hey, also, somebody else who just came out with a new album recently, Boss Man D-Lo. Now look, I ain't usually the biggest Boss Man fan like that. I ain't usually liking calling another man Boss Man. I just want to throw that out there too, sidebar. But his new album got bangers. Again, I was practicing my bowling and it had me throw them strikes. You hear me? I was rocking. So again, a lot of new music out. Check it out. Now I saved the best for last who coming out. You know what it is. I thought he was going to drop like Chris Brown on my birthday, right before my birthday. But he said, you know what, T, I'm going to let you have your moment. I knew CB was about to drop, and I won't have my moment by myself. I'm going to drop the weekend after your birthday because I know you still going to be celebrating. That's what he said. He called me up. He said, Mr. Lightskin Key Sweat, we see you over there shining, and we want to give you something. You've been talking about it. You thought it was going to come around top of the year sometime. And we really wanted to save it for your birthday surprise. Happy birthday early to me again. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's my time. It's looking good. And Drizzy coming back with that album, that Iceman album. Now, I don't like all that other stuff. I don't know what he about to talk about, but I know it's going to be slaps. I know it's going to be refreshing a little bit. That's all I want to say. I know the haters want to see if he going to be talking about this person or talking about that person. I know he going to be talking to the ladies, and we like talking to the ladies. That's it. The ladies like hearing from us. That's what what else is there to do? Make them slaps, Drake. Talk about a few people. Be direct, though, okay? Don't do too many subliminals. Let's be specific. We want some shots at Rick Ross. We want some shots at A$AP Rocky. We want a few shots at J. Cole. And we want a shot or two to Kendrick. I'm sorry. We ain't trying to stir up, but we trying to stir up if he wants some stir up. But we need the album to not be about that. Something light, just a little light, little 1-2, and keep it pushing. Don't stay in that, all right? Move forward. But everybody get a little something light, all right? But Iceman, I don't even know what the Iceman mean all the way. I don't care at all. Now, hey, I just want to throw this out there. I rock with Drake more than I rock with LeBron, for all the haters. Again, LeBron was wrong in the drama. LeBron won't be friends with everybody. We don't like that. We don't like that. That's why we're not friends with LeBron, but he the GOAT. You see the difference? I just acknowledge greatness. That's it. I don't like everything. When two people I like get into it, I'm going to see who more right than the other. You know, I be telling my mama she don't be liking to pick sides. She won't always be neutral out here. She always want to try to keep the peace a little bit. No, ain't no keep the peace. You need to pick a side or you on the other side. That's how the game goes. You on my side, you rocking with me, or you're the enemy in my book. That's how I get down. Now, again, LeBron not the enemy all the way, but I'm not feeling you like I used to, bro. Not in your personal life. That's all I want to say. I love the fatherhood stuff. I love the basketball stuff. I ain't really liking the friendship piece. I think you was a little fake and phony a little bit, you know, and I'm going to just be fair. But again, Iceman, we coming. LeBron need a shot or two as well, Drake. We not holding back on nobody. Everybody get a little something. But again, we need the whole thing to be no skips. Give me about at least 15 songs, 15, 20 songs, bangers, all right? So I am so happy about music. I'm so happy about being outside. Life is life in these days, good and bad. A lot of things going on. You don't know nothing about in my life. But just know we not depressed. We're very happy. We are just going through the motions. We're figuring it out. Prioritizing the right things. And a lot of the right things fall in catering to yourself. Not being selfish, but taking care of yourself. Big difference. Prioritizing yourself. Not always putting yourself last. See, as men, as fellas, you know, it's always made to seem like you got to take care of everybody else and then you get a little something at the end. Who else doing that like that? I'll wait. You know, I'm just saying, I'm watching the room and I ain't seeing nobody else. Not a fella, not a man. Move like that. But men always got to get the last. You know, I won't be first. Maybe second. I don't really like second. Second don't even sound good. They say when you not first, you last. So I mean, anything not first is last in my book. And I'm kind of wanting to be first. Now tell me what I could do to get better. Look, everybody wants to start out being first as soon as they get there. As soon as they meet somebody. It don't work like that. Take time. But when you done did the work, when you're doing the work, why you can't elevate your position a little bit? I don't know. You know, for me, while being outside, I also want to stress that we also need this season, this upcoming season, to be catered in love. There's so much evil going on in the world. You got to be careful. You got to protect your family. And I'm not talking about with guns. I'm talking about by being smart, by not being outside in the wrong places. Be careful. You know, people not dating for the right reasons. People not holding themselves accountable. People not being honest about who they really are. See, everybody want to merge and join in relationships, but people don't really acknowledge and admit to the type of baggage that they bring in. To me, everybody got a little baggage, but everybody not as honest about their baggage. You know, I believe everybody has some family issues. You know, when you merging in with somebody, that's your new family. When you trying to build something new, you can't keep worried about that old. When I'm listening to the new music, I can't also listen to the old music at the same time. I got to move forward a little bit. That's why I stress the new. Yeah, the old cool, it was cool. Memories. But stress the new. Focus on the moving forward. Working on things. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be just like the old, but it can grow to being good. Just as good, maybe even better, if you give it a chance. People not giving relationships with others a chance. Everybody won't run. Everybody think they deserve better. Everybody think they doing enough to get better. Everybody think they don't have to do nothing to get what they want. That's the problem. Everybody won't, but don't want to do nothing. You know, I almost changed my phone number the other day. You know, I'm always thinking about that. But then you randomly get a phone call or a text message from somebody you ain't been talking to in a while, you know, and it's refreshing. Out the blue, surprise. You're like, okay, hey, good timing. A little bit. Not too much, just maybe. You know, there's pros and cons. I don't have no real reason why I won't change it. I just feel like it might be time for change. See, I'm big into that. I'm always kind of working on myself a little bit because I'm not perfect. I make mistakes all the time, but I don't want to keep making the same mistake, you know, and it's just taking myself serious, holding myself accountable. You know, we all got vices, and lately I've been telling myself, you know, let's work on some of the vices a little bit. Now, we're going to be outside in the month of May, but I was thinking maybe we chill out in June and maybe the rest of the year. I might take me one of them big breaks in a lot of my vices. A lot of people be judging other people's vices. Oh, you don't drink, so you judge those who drink. You don't smoke, so you judge those who smoke. You know, you can't really appreciate or respect the difference as much when you don't do it. That's why I felt good being home. Everybody at home drink. Everybody from New Orleans drink, except my mama a little bit, but everybody at home drink. So everybody ain't really judging those who drink. You can't really be with someone who different than you. You got to find you somebody who like-minded in a lot of the key areas that you have. Sometimes you think there's going to be acceptance for the difference, and there is. But sometimes when shit hit the fan, you see people for who they really are, and they show you how they really feel about things that you do, about who you are. It's always an eye-opener. But like I said, we all got vices, and I'm starting to create me a new little plan to just, you know, take a break. You should take you a break. Don't just do something during Lent. Now, I do want to say if I take me any all-inclusive trip, I might give myself a little pass. But I'm always looking for ways to motivate and push myself to do better, to get better results. Them abs coming in a little bit, likely. We're going to work on it a little more, but you got to keep making adjustments if you got goals. You can't just make one adjustment and still be having big goals. You got to make some sacrifices. You know, also, sidebar, am I the only one still bite their nails a little bit? You know, I don't bite them like when I was a kid. I don't even bite my nails. I'm more pick at them. And I only pick at 2 nails. It's crazy. It's the same finger on both hands. I don't know why I do this. You know, I don't think I'm deflecting from anything or have any nervous issues or anything, but maybe I do. Maybe I pick at it when things are going on. I don't know, as it's never the same things going on when I'm messing with my fingers like that, but not too much on me. We gonna work on it. And we got some nice nails. I ain't gonna hold you, but 2 fingers, we take the nail off. Well, not the whole nail, but you know, we pick at the nail a little bit, let it grow, pick at it again. Like, damn, I just want to let it grow, look cute. That's it. You know, so again, always got some things to work on. Stop hiding the flaws. Stop acting like nobody else see what's going on. You see it. That's all that matters. You see what you need to be working on. Stop making excuses like my coworker. You know you don't need them sweets like that. You know you eat too much of the sweets. Stop eating it. Stop. That's it. Just stop. Well, it ain't that easy. Everybody wants you to just cut something off that you don't do, that they don't like. But all of a sudden, it ain't that easy when they need to stop something. Like I said, man, everybody different in the world. And everybody not playing fair, you know. And I got a lot more vices than I ain't gonna tell y'all about, but just know we making adjustments in some of them. And some we not. Some we love, and some, you know, we not changing no time soon. Now I will leave y'all here with a little story. You know, I say I'm working on myself, and I just wanna talk about a recent incident where I was very frustrated and I almost got out of character, but I didn't. But I definitely told how I felt, as that's something I'm gonna always do, unfortunately, and unfortunately not. But I had a work little situation. I had this work trip I was planning. I had been talking about it with my team for maybe 2.5 months. My supervisor had been on multiple calls with me where I was talking to my contractor and the requesting officers. So I was including everybody, giving everybody the playbook, letting them know, hey, down the line, I'm going to have to come make a visit. I even told my internal management, hey, look, I'm going to want to go. You going to be cool. Everybody made it seem like they was going to be cool. 3 days before I'm about to go, all of a sudden my supervisor tell me she don't think I should go. I said, why you ain't been said that? You in all the meetings with me. You hearing me talk about it. I'm talking to you about it, just me and you. We chat, we cool, we got a good little rapport. And you got feelings that you not sharing. And then when I call you out on it, you not taking no accountability. Man, look, I almost cursed this lady out at work. You know, I closed her door. I was in her office. And I talk loud. I don't care about closing doors. I don't even sit down when I go in people's office. I stand up and talk to you. I like you to feel it. But I had to close the door because I almost lost my mind when I was getting her initial responses, because I sent her some emails and then I took a few days off and I came back. I ain't had no response to my email. I put in all my travel paperwork. I ain't see no approval. So I just, you know what I mean? Let me follow up with her. And then she came with some bullshit talking about she ain't like something I did 2 months ago. I said, I included you in all that. Why you didn't speak up then? I said, first off, that's a misunderstanding and you wrong in your misunderstanding. I said, and I can prove it. I can get anybody involved to communicate. Oh, I don't need that. Well, what is it? See, what I learned as I reflected, I learned that she recently got this promotion. She was leaving the team, and because I have this assignment that she's supposed to be reviewing that she's not reviewing, they not allowing her to leave right away. So I knew that. She didn't really say that, but I knew my assignment was holding her from leaving. Now I'm happy her last day being my supervisor was Thursday. But I've been knowing this lady. She was my first supervisor when I transferred here about, almost 8 years ago to Georgia. And we've been bumping heads ever since. But we started out good in 2026. I even bought her a random gift one day. I was in TJ Maxx one day, saw a little devotional book. I said, this would be nice for the lady. You know, I'm trying to lead with love out here in the world. It was under $10. Don't worry about it. It wasn't that much. But it was a good thought. And it's more than I ever did before to her. So I'm trying to make adjustments. You know, I'm just trying to show how I feel. You know, I don't want no trouble. But I told that lady, I said, you've been around, you've been included, and you sat back and had feelings and then communicate. I said, and now you want to try to defend it? I said, cool. Thank you for showing me who you are. And I walked out. See, that's growth for me, because I don't walk away from no conversation. Not one. With nobody. And this conversation happened at 6:30 a.m. in the morning. I checked my email at about 6:15. Me and her both get to work at about 6. I said, well, let me just check in. I ain't think it was about to be much of anything anyway. I thought it was cool. We've been cool. But you learn, just because you think you cool with somebody, don't mean you really cool with them. Don't mean they cool with you the same way. See, that's why I don't be rocking with people the same. That's why I'm funny at who I let into my life. That's why I don't let you know everything. You don't really care about me the way I care about you. You don't protect me the way I protect you. I have been telling this lady all 2026 during this assignment. I say, hey, I'm going to need your help. I'm going to need you to have my back. I told her this a few times because I don't like the branch manager. I didn't got into it with her. And I'm like, look, bro, she already be on one and I be on one. So you could be our mediator. I'm going to need you to be aware. I'm going to need you to just stand up for what you believe in at the end of the day. And I'm thinking that me and you talk, we hash out our differences before we get to her, then we could support each other. That's how it's supposed to go. That ain't how she operates. I'm talking to this lady every other day for weeks. This lady wait till I get in the meeting with the branch manager to explain the status of the assignment, to ask questions. Now, the branch manager got a couple questions, but why you got questions? Why you need understanding? Why you drawing more attention in front of the lady right then and there? You ain't got my back, dog. You know, again, you gonna see further and further multiple times from people why they really don't rock with you. But we be giving people chances after chances. I don't care who it is. I don't care how long you've been knowing these people. I don't care if they family. If I call you and you don't call back, you telling me some things. Okay, cool. No worries. You ain't got to call back, but you just telling me some things. You ain't got to pick up when I call. But I'm just saying, you ain't going to return the call? Cool. No worries. You know, everybody be busy, but it just lets you know how people prioritizing the relationship. Again, you go through some things. Are people judging, or are people supporting? Are people there to help, or people there to critique? Do people come out and tell you all the things they've been feeling about you when shit finally go wrong in your life? You know, I be having that. People truth come out about how they really feel all the time. See, me, I lead with the truth. I tell you, you know, everybody got something they can say, but I don't even do that. You know, I lead with a little more love. But you see, everybody don't have the love in their heart that they should. Hey, y'all, enjoy the month of May like I'm about to enjoy. Be good, but be safe. Be careful. It's dangerous out here. Don't have too much fun, but definitely have some fun. Find you a tourist to have some fun with. Now, look, we don't like you that much, so find you a tourist who like you first. Don't just go find no any tourists and think you could piggyback on their fun. We don't share like that, all right? Everybody keep asking me what I'm doing for my birthday. I don't really be talking about what I be doing. That's just why. And if you want to hang with me, just say you want to hang with me. Don't be worried about what I'm doing. You going to just hang, and we're going to get to it however we get to it if you're around. If you know me, you know. If you don't know me, then you don't need to know. Thank y'all. It feel great being back, and I'm not going to make you wait for the next episode.
I can't do it, then it ain't real. I just make dollars, I don't make deals. I've been going hard in the paint, still blowing kush clouds till I can't feel like. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like. 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like. 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal.